cover the following things during this presentation. Again, we'll introduce ourselves so you know who the kindergarten team is and some other teachers that work with our kindergarten students, as well as we'll go over kind of just our class procedures and the expectations that we have in place. And highlight of this presentation really will be diving into what our curriculum looks like in kindergarten. And then at the end, we will have time for some questions. One other thing we'll cover will be our social emotional curriculum as well. So welcome, welcome.
Bienvenido, que vamos a hablar en esta reunión. Es una introducción para todos los profesores de kindergarten y las más profesores que trabajan con los en el grado de kindergarten. Vamos a hablar sobre qué está trabajando las estudiantes. Vamos a hablar sobre el currículo, también las rutinas en la clase. Y vamos a terminar con tiempo para preguntas y también el currículo para social y emocional.
So introductions, we are here, live, but I'm Miss Kamen, one of the kindergarten teachers.
I'm Miss Cobiella, another kindergarten teacher, A2.
And I'm Miss Drury, another kindergarten teacher. Okay, so these are our co-teachers in kindergarten. We have Miss Mark joining us. So Miss Mark, if you wanted to introduce yourself.
Para seguir con las introducciones, I'll say it in English first. I'm the K2 bilingual teacher. It's my 4th year at Irving Park. I like to be outside whenever I can be there. I like to spend time with family, bike and run, and I can't wait to travel around again when we can. So, yo soy la profesora Ms. Mark, es que las estudiantes me digan, y es mi 4º año en el Irving Park. Yo soy la profesora bilingüe para kinder, primer grado y 2º grado. Me gusta estar con mi familia, correr, montar en bicicleta y me encanta viajar y quiero viajar cuando podemos.
The other co-teacher in kindergarten is Mrs. Harris. She is our K-2 learning specialist. And there's just some fun facts about her. It's her 5th year at Irving Park. Her and her husband moved to Northbrook in August. They have 2 cats, which I'm jealous about, Coco and Theo. And they love to cook, bake, and spend time with friends and family.
Y Mrs. Harris es la especialista de aprendizaje para kindergarten hasta 2º grado. Ella vive con su esposo en Northbrook. Ella mudó allá en agosto. Tiene 2 gatos. Ella encanta cocinar y tener tiempo con sus amigos y familia.
All right, so those were all of the teachers that work with your children. And now we're going to get into our curriculum.
Esos estaban las profesoras que trabajan con tus niños y vamos a hablar sobre el currículo.
So the first thing we're going to touch on is our literacy curriculum. Miss Mark, do you want to translate that first? Because I'm about to say a lot.
Primero vamos a hablar sobre el currículo de la lectura y escritura.
So our goal for literacy is to support students to become competent and confident readers, writers, thinkers, and communicators. We use Benchmark Advance for our reading and phonics. And then we also use the application Lexia, it's also called Core 5, to help support our students with their individualized, personalized learning.
La meta para este currículo es para que tenemos los niños que está leyendo, está escribiendo, está pensando por sus mismos y que pueden comunicarse bien. Y también usamos el currículo que se llama Benchmark para esto, además con partes de fonéticas y otro programa que se llama Lexia para apoyar todo ese aprendizaje.
For math, we use 2 different programs as well. So Engage New York is our curriculum that aligns with the Common Core standards. Do you want me to keep going, Ms. Mark? Sorry.
Para matemáticas usamos dos currículos, uno que se llama Engage New York, que está conectado con nuestro prácticas y los que tenemos que lograr para todo el año.
This is where we get the material that we teach for our whole group and small group math instruction.
Eso es donde llega la material que enseñamos en todo el grupo y también en los grupos pequeños.
And then ST Math, also probably known to some of your children as Gigi, that's the penguin, is the app that we use to, it's a really like creative problem solving way that students are engaged through like puzzles.
Y también otro programa que se llama ST Matemáticas o ST Math, tiene el pingüino que se llama Gigi, que los niños conocen. Y eso es una aplicación por el iPad que es muy creativo para resolver problemas en una manera creativa.
And moving into our social emotional curriculum that we're using new this year, it's called Move This World. And we really embed it oftentimes during our morning meeting time with students, but we'll also utilize some of the strategies that the students learn throughout the day to put it into practice.
Y otro es, se llama Move This World, mudar este mundo. Esto es el recurso para la parte emocional y social. Y usamos esto durante la reunión de la mañana y también usamos estas estrategias durante todo el día.
And so if you ever see your child participating in some silly songs or movements, it's likely because they are participating in our Move This World curriculum.
Y si ustedes ven sus niños que está participando en una canción que es chistoso o está mudando en una manera, una canción que es diferente, probablemente está participando en este currículo.
That's me. All right. So we are using Seesaw as our digital portfolio in order for students to complete and turn in assignments for us.
Estamos usando CISA, como ustedes sepan, eso es el portfolio digital para hacer las actividades y las tareas.
So on the slide, it gives you like a rundown of what Seesaw is, but essentially it is just kind of like an online journal for students to be able to upload pictures, complete assignments, like I said, and then I can give comments, or all of us teachers can give comments to their work, and you, if you are also connected on a parent account, can see their work and comment as well.
Y este muestra que es el CISA es un lugar para los niños para poner su trabajo, para poner fotos, para poner todo tu trabajo en cada área y también para yo puedo mandar y hacer comentarios en su trabajo y también ustedes como padres pueden participar y dar comentarios también.
Ms. Kamen, I think this one's yours, or Erin, I don't remember.
Sorry, I was on mute. I was on mute. So this is what it looks like for your child. So you can see on the left that there's like 3 drop downs to do, in progress, and done, and that kind of allows them to see what they still need to work on, if there's something they're in the process of finishing, and then their completed items. And then on the right, if you click on inbox, that's where you can check the feedback that was given by your child's teacher.
Aquí por la izquierda, esto es en CISA, las cosas para hacer. Usted tiene 3 círculos. La primera significa para hacer, su niño tiene que hacerlo. El segundo significa en progreso, está trabajando en este área. Y la tercera significa terminado. El niño está terminado con ese trabajo. Y aquí por la derecha, esta caja significa el inbox y eso es donde ustedes pueden ver los comentarios de la profesora.
So how do we give feedback and as well as how are we assigning grades? You might notice that all of the activities assigned to your child on Seesaw, hopefully you hear us encouraging the child to try it independently. We understand that some of the tools or drawing tools on Seesaw can be difficult, but we really, really want to see your child's work being produced, not necessarily what us as adults can do.
Vamos a hablar sobre las notas y los comentarios de las profes. Y aquí quiero hablar que queremos cómo vamos a configurar las notas y los comentarios desde su trabajo. Y eso es su trabajo independiente. Queremos ver que su niño pueda hacer independientemente y a veces el trabajo puede ser difícil o a veces las herramientas de CISA puede ser complicado para usar, pero queremos lo más que posible para ver que tu niño pueda hacer, no que pueda hacer con la ayuda del adulto, pero que el niño pueda hacer.
And of course, you know, as your child's teachers, we're giving them grace, understanding that these things are new, but we just really want them to try to do it by themselves, as well as sometimes if we notice a child maybe forgot to do part of a Seesaw assignment from time to time, their teacher might leave an audio recording so that they can go back, understanding that kindergartners are in the early stages of also learning how to read.
So, claro que entendimos que eso es un proceso nuevo y estamos dando oportunidades a los niños y recuerdos para intentar y hacer su mejor esfuerzo. Si es el caso que el niño ha olvidado para hacer un parte de trabajo, podemos mandar un comentario vocal porque sabemos que en esta edad ellos están entendiendo cómo leer, entonces es un comentario de audio.
One other thing I thought to add is if we send your child's work back, it's likely because they just missed part of the directions. So if they come to you to say, I already did this, Mom, I already did this, Dad, we then would encourage maybe you to look over their shoulder to see, oh, well, did we do all the steps?
Muchas veces cuando mandamos un trabajo al niño para regresarlo, para hacerlo de nuevo, puede ser que el niño dice, ya he hecho esto. Pero como el padre, el papá o el mamá o parte de la familia, la persona que está ayudando, ustedes pueden ayudar para decir, sí, ustedes han hecho esta parte, pero tiene que seguir y terminar esta otra parte. Muchas veces es una falta de terminar todo el proyecto.
All right, and now we are going to go over Dean's List.
Ya vamos a hablar sobre Dean's List.
So Dean's List is a one-stop shop application that Irving Park uses for attendance, parent communication, and then we also can log behavioral data and notes, nurse referrals, all types of things like that.
Dean's List es una aplicación para muchas cosas. Por ejemplo, usamos para asistencia, para comunicación con la familia, también para los comportamientos de los estudiantes y también otras cosas, por ejemplo, una sugerencia de la enfermera.
It's important, sorry, Ashley. It's important that if you change your phone number or your email address, that you let the office know so we can update it in Dean's List. And so that way you guys can stay up to date with all of the communication that happens at Irving Park.
Y importante, si ustedes cambian algo de su dirección o número de teléfono, que nos mande un mensaje y podemos hablar con la oficina para subir la nueva información para que ustedes reciban toda la información que estamos mandando.
So some other ways that we will communicate with you are through email. We can also send messages on Seesaw, and you can send us messages as well. Through Dean's List and our weekly newsletter sent via email. And then we also have our kindergarten website.
Otras formas de comunicar que vamos a usar es el correo, también mensajes de CISA, que ustedes pueden mandarnos un mensaje también entre esa aplicación de CISA. En Dean's List, mandamos nuestro noticia de la semana cada semana en correo y también tenemos el sitio de web de kindergarten.
And maybe I'll, if we have extra time at the end, I'll make sure that I click on the kindergarten website for you to take a peek at if you haven't already.
Y si tenemos tiempo en el fin, yo puedo mirarlo con todos ustedes.
Okay, so just a couple of reminders as we are all in the middle of our remote learning.
Algunos recuerdos mientras estamos en la mitad de este proceso de aprendizaje virtual.
So we're all really doing our best to make sure that everything that we're doing during the school day mirrors what an in-person school day would look like for our kids, which includes some high expectations.
Estamos haciendo nuestro mejor trabajo para que nuestro día virtual es parecido a nuestro día en persona en el colegio y tenemos las expectativas muy altas en el colegio.
So while, of course, we would all prefer to be at school like a traditional setting, we have a couple of unique things going against us that we just really want to remind families and often will remind students of these various rules that we've listed here. So that really includes that we want your child to be eating during any of our breaks or scheduled lunch times.
Y claro que todos preferimos para estar en el colegio ahora en vez de aprender virtual. Y entonces esto ha llegado cosas diferentes y únicos que está pasando ahora. Entonces estos son algunos recuerdos que a veces vamos a decir a los niños y a la familia en general. Y el primero, sorry Ashley, I didn't say that.
Okay.
Y el primero es para que recordar que los niños, por favor, que comen durante el tiempo de descanso y no durante el tiempo de aprendizaje.
And again, we just want to model like if we were in the classroom, you know, we couldn't just pull out our bag of Cheetos to start munching on. That might become distracting to our peers or other teachers and classmates. We want to be mindful of that.
Por ejemplo, no vamos a comer mientras una lección en la clase real, entonces queremos seguir con esto virtualmente.
We also encourage students to use bathrooms during our break time so that while we are on Zoom together, they don't miss out on any instructional learning time.
Y para usar el baño durante esos tiempos de descanso para no perder el tiempo de instrucción.
Similarly, we've asked that toys, blankets, anything that they might get to use during their breaks, including play and including things that we ask students to use for school, are off to the side, close by, but not so close that your child may be tempted to pick up that toy or object to play with during instruction.
Y también juguetes, otros materiales que el niño quiere jugar, puede estar por el lado para no ser una distracción durante nuestro tiempo de aprendizaje.
And anytime we are breaking, we really want students to be away from their tech. We understand that it's a big ask of them to be in front of a screen for a large portion of their day. So anything that you can do that is tech-free during their breaks would really benefit everybody.
Y durante los tiempos de descansos, los niños no están enfrente de la tecnología. Entendemos que los niños están enfrente de la tecnología por mucho tiempo y estamos preguntando que ellos están haciendo otras cosas en vez de estar enfrente de una pantalla durante el tiempo de descanso.
And while we appreciate all of our family's support to help get our kids logged into the tech that they need to use throughout the day, we want the lift to be taken off of you as we have now been in school for 22 days. So if your child can't log into our Zooms or different programs we use independently, we ask that you set aside some time to practice with them so that they feel confident enough to do it themselves.
Y apreciamos su ayuda muchísimo en esas primeras semanas y ya estamos en el 22º día y queremos que los niños están entrando en las clases por su mismo independiente. Y si los niños no pueden ingresar por su mismo, por favor, toma tiempo para practicar con el niño para que pueda ingresar independiente.
All right, and we are just going to end this out with a quick little quote. We can't do this alone. More than ever before, students, families, and teachers have an opportunity to work together to support individual learning and growth. It takes a village to support our students, and we are excited to work closely with you in order to provide the best educational, both academic and social, experience for each IP student.
Para resumir esto, dice que no podemos hacer esto solo. No solamente como profesoras, necesitamos la ayuda de todo involucrado, como ustedes como padres, los niños, todos. Necesitamos todos para hacer ese proceso con éxito.
Sorry to jump in here, but I just wanted to introduce myself. I know there's a slide on me, but I just wanted to say hi. I'm Mrs. Harris, and I am the learning specialist at Irving Park. I work with students with IEPs as well as students without, and I'm just happy to be here and looking forward to another great year.
Hola, Mrs. Harris. Ella está la profesora de aprendizaje, una especialista. Ella trabaja con los niños que tienen un IEP y trabajan con toda la clase también. Entonces, preguntas. ¿Alguien tiene preguntas que le gustaría?
There is something
So that's all we have for you all. I realize we're nearing the end of our presentation, but I think that might be my internet. I don't know.
Oh, I see a question. It's in Spanish. I'll read it. ¿Cómo puedo saber si le dejaron trabajo a mi niña? How can I see if there is work for my child? And I think we answered this a little bit in Seesaw, and I can kind of go over that quickly unless somebody wants to go over that again.
That'd be great. Slide 12.
Sí, para ver el trabajo del niño, pueden mirar en Seesaw. Esto es donde todos los profes muestran el trabajo. Y esta caja a la izquierda muestra el verde, significa que el niño tiene que hacerlo. No han hecho. El segundo círculo significa que está en progreso, pero no ha terminado. Y la final parte significa terminado. Is there another way that parents can enter? Do they have a parent login?
There should be a parent login. Each of us, I'm pretty sure, have sent like a link for them to sign up through. So there should be like a parent app for Seesaw.
Y también hay una aplicación para padres y ustedes van a tener su mismo, ustedes pueden ingresar como padre para ver el trabajo del niño también. Y los profes han mandado un correo para decir cómo hacerlo como padre.
And I see someone raised their hand. Is that Vanessa? Did you have a question?
Yeah, so my question was, I know we can see whatever Seesaw work there is, but what if there's work that needs to be done in a different program? Say, for instance, in the, what is it called, GG or Lexia? How would we know about those projects or work that they have to do?
So right now, the minutes should be able to be met within the class time. So we haven't been assigning any Lexia or GG outside of the school hours. There is, when they log out, it will allow them to see how many minutes they've completed for that day. And that's also something we keep track of. So if we have a concern about a student meeting their minutes, then we would probably reach out. But otherwise, at this time, they should be able to complete those minutes within the reading or math block. I don't know if Mr. Ray or Ms. Kim, you want to add to that?
I also wanted to say it's not the same as Seesaw where they're like assigned things. Lexia and ST Math are more of like game-based where they just work at their own pace through the app.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Well, if there are any other questions for this session, we would maybe encourage you to reach out to your child's homeroom teacher so we can be respectful of our next start time, which is right about now. So thank you so much, first group who joined session 1. We look forward to continuing learning and growing with your child this kindergarten year.
And if you joined session 1 late and you want to stay for session 2, please go ahead.